always was loyal to my nation, man. No matter what I did, I was always loyal, even though I did other things and I got involved with other areas. The 5% nation, man, or what we call now, as y'all call it, the nation of God and earth, had a very profound effect on me. You know what I mean? A young boy without a father and then being guided by black men who called themselves gods. That was a very profound thing, as you heard from Supreme Mind today, and you'll hear more from him when we hit the Medina rally, is that it was serious. The 5% was my guiding light. You know what I'm saying? And I seen a lot of brothers come, I seen a lot of brothers go. But those who remain, they chose themselves. You know what I mean? To remain and stay within the core and the root of 5%, and I did the same.
Like in the desert, there was so much turmoil until the ones that understand what they had to do to step up to the point and be able to blase, but that's why I told you about the lessons. So I came on Hillside, I gave out 1,000 copies of 120 Degrees to make sure everybody speak the same language. Now, a lot of them was only God on their block. You know what I mean? You won 120th Avenue between 77th Street and 78th Street. That's all you know. Why you didn't know all of the brothers? Where you got? I went all over that borough. Desert, one of the biggest boroughs. I went everywhere. Queensbridge, Ravensburg, Astoria, Woodside, Jamaica, Southside, Long Island, all that crazy stuff. And so they used to be like, always coming. Half of them used to run, God. They'd be like, uh-oh, there go the guards. I got to go that way. But you say you go. So when I catch you and I see you run, I wait for you. I lay like this, like a bandit. Here you come. Hey, young man, what to do? Huh? Why you not in school? You talking about you 13. I'm going to do what I see older brothers doing, drink wine. No, you're not. Why you ain't in school? You know what they just tell me? Yo, God, you know, I'm not there. Did you tell your mom? Did your mom know you kicked out of school, boy? They said, no, I'm kicked out of school. God, I passed the conductor test for the train. I never made it. Because I had to put this little motherfucker in school. I had to put him in school. I'm like, yo, man. And then they went like this. Yo, man, yo, I know you the guard. Here's some money. Can you get me some wine? I said, what? I said, come here, you little ass. Dead ass serious, dog. So I talked to them. They said, I don't want to tell my mom because she's going to kill me, but I can't go to no other school. I said, yes, you can. I said, this is what you're going to do. I took the little guy home with me, changed, put on the suit, had a book bag. Do what I tell you to, watch this. I got him back in school. They like, how did you get him in school? Because I already told him what I'm going to do. I said, act alone. So then when I finished, they tell me, yo, God, I owe you. I said, yeah, you owe me. They said, I give you some money. Nope. Money's not it. They said, but how am I going to pay you? I'm going to tell you how you're going to pay me. I want to see your damn report. And I know about changing marks and all that, because I used to do it. Let me see your report card. That's how you pay. Let me see you get good marks. That's how you pay. Because you don't know what I lose, because I ain't telling you. It's baked. I'm not telling you what I lost, but I'm going to tell you what you're going to gain. I'm going to stick boots in your ass. You made me go out my way. Peace, God. So we turned them out, and God, some of them is doctors now, lawyers.
Stop right there. Now you see what he said? I want anybody to understand what this is about right now. You had a law real take care of people in a way that was respectful and honorable to ensure that they had their education. Now they're doctors and lawyers.
Where is that?
If you know, as I said before, you know the fruit from the tree it came from, right? Everyone from his tree is doing something positive. Me, Supreme Mind, who gave it to me, Allah Real gave it to him, Old Man Justice gave it to him. So this line of source, this lineage, is a serious lineage. And anybody that comes from this tree comes out serious. You know what I mean? It ain't no game, it ain't no joke, it's not playing.
Check it. Let me explain something to you. It's all right. Daddy told me, it's all right if you fail.
Now who's daddy? Old man Justice, just so you know.
He told me, Daddy told me, it's all right if you fail. He said, because if you keep failing, you're going to know how not to fail anymore. Because it's a learning process. You might not, meaning you might not get it right the first time. It don't mean you're never going to get it right.
When we talk about where we got the knowledge of wisdom from, right here in this corner, where Supreme Mind used to live. This is his grandmother or his mother used to live downstairs.
Wow.
And that's what he taught us. Now, I just talked to God Supreme, right? You know what this brother's still doing? He said, yo, I got to go make money to wholesale. And he's been doing that since I met him. And he's still doing it to this day. So, Seagard is the oldest brother to Leon. I'm the oldest brother to my brother June, who was a part of the Supreme team back then. And so me and Leon got tight. We was born on the same day. And him and my brother got real tight, and we all was tight. You know what I mean? So this right here is where the Young Farmers crew began. You know, my man Bam. You know, my man Billy Blanks from MOP? His name back then was named A-Man. He lived right here. He lived across the street from MOP. My man Billy Banks, you know, some say Billy Dans or whatever you want to call him. We know him as A-Man. We his big brothers from MOP, Mash Out Posse from Medina. But he got his knowledge and started right there. Over there is where he began. Don't let nobody tell you. If you was to see him, he'll tell you. You know what I mean? So this whole thing, God, this whole thing right here, is where I got my knowledge and wisdom from, right here on this corner. And what Supreme Mind used to do, he used to tell us to get up early in the morning. Get up early in the morning so that we can go ahead and do the wholesaling. God is still doing that shit to this day. You know what I mean? I just got the phone with him, like I said, and he's like, yo, God, I told him to meet me. He's like, yo, I gotta go wholesale. You know what I'm saying?
So when you first met him, it was like what?
We was all together, and he just started to say, you know, the black man's God. Of course, no, black man's God. What you talking about? You know what I mean? He used to drop it on us. But we used to have, you know, the shopping carts. And he would go downtown to Canal Street to get the balloons and all that. We would walk all around. And he said, the one thing you gotta do, and remember, if you cater to children and women, you're gonna always eat. I never forgot that. So this right here was Little Giant. As you can see, this whole street is Palms Boulevard, man. It's my Mecca right here. It's my Mecca. You know what I'm saying? Right here. This is where it all went down for Life of Law, right here. 113th and Farmers. North side. North side, man. I remember one time, back then, you had sheepskins and bombers and gazelles. So you see brothers with gazelles on, we would rob them. I beat up a guy named Geechee Dan. He's my man now, but back then, I fought him for his glasses, took his glasses, you know what I'm saying? And today we laugh about it, but back then it was serious, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said, back then, man, in 81, man, it was serious out here, man. For real. It ain't no joke. You know what I mean? This is my educator, Supreme Mind Allah, who gave me the knowledge and wisdom and the understanding of who the true and living God is, the black man's God. When I was young, he gave this to me, man, told me this is what it is, and taught me the science of wholesaling, told me to always get up in the morning. Get up morning early. While those brothers are sleeping, you get up. And by the time your day is over, you know what I mean, you have made some money. I never forgot that. So this is the brother right here. This is my brother, my big brother. You know what I mean? Damn near my father, if you want to look at it that way, in terms of growth and development. This is Supreme Mind. There you go. Go ahead, God. Get him.
All praise be to the Lord of all the worlds. When I was younger, before I was running the gangs, I was wild, running around, acting like I ain't had no type of sense of direction, which is uncivilized and not having a type of civilization and not knowing about civilization. So then another brother came along and he told me that I got to get knowledge of myself. And I said, what you're telling me about, I don't know anything about what you're talking about. So what you're talking about, it's not important to me at that time.
And then we had to fight some of the gang niggas and all that shit. That's where I got Supreme Mind from the gang guys.
Yeah, you see? What he told you?
Bring it all together.
Yeah, he told us.
They was looking at me, you crazy. I'm not crazy hell. I said, yo, man, come on, man. So what? I said, man, you gonna get knowledge, man. I ain't trying to hear this shit.
Did he tell you that today? Supreme Self told us that today. Told him that today, that if it wasn't for you, he wouldn't be here.
He wouldn't. It's crazy, yes.
So at the same time, he said, you can stop acting like a crazy motherfucker. Pardon my French, just terminology words that you need to get some knowledge of yourself. At the same time, I got to get knowledge of myself. I don't even know what's going on with that. So to make a long story short, at the same time, he started telling me, you got to learn, you got to learn, you got to learn. And then out here, the brothers speak mathematics, some brothers from the desert. And I said, who's these brothers? What are they speaking about? So then that encouraged me, as far as made me think about, you got to get knowledge of yourself. You can't run around wild. So I was still in the games, but I was out of the games, but I was a warrior, and I wasn't letting nobody take advantage of myself and in the community.
Like he said, if it wasn't for Law Real, he wouldn't have it and I wouldn't have it. You know what I'm saying? But when I got it, man, I told you, he took a lot of young brothers underneath his wing, taught us the responsibility and be accountable. A lot of us took it, some of us didn't, but I stayed with it. You know what I mean? Because it really helped me to understand who I was as a black boy, learning how to be a black man through the example of Supreme Mind. As you can see, he's still wholesaling. He always taught us, if you gotta work for yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? But do it wisely when you don't get yourself in trouble. Be civilized and be righteous with it. And I took that and I kept that. Remember, I kept telling you the story when you interviewed before, how Supreme Mind took me and showed me, get up early, you know what I mean? Do what you gotta do, come back home, take care of your family. So that stayed in my head. Remember he told you about the science of the Desert Guards going to the library, which we came from. I showed you, what the library was on the EU, Hillside Avenue. All that was a bunch of guards, and he could validate that. He could tell you what it was. Now remember, I'm a young guard. He was an elder guard, older brother doing a lot out in the street. Right here, remember I told you, right down there. Remember when we went through, that was a law school. That's where, across the street, a lot of drugs going on, as he told you, and everything like that. So, as you can see, a lot of my mannerisms, as I told you, come from him. Mm-hmm. As you can see, very swift, very quick hand gesture. Then, moving, because the Supreme Mind, as he tell you, that I'm moving. The sun moves. And as you can see, he's moving. Every time you see him, I can never catch him. He's always on the go, changing numbers every 5 minutes.
Right.
And here we are today.
And pardon me, God,
you know what I mean?
What year was that? The year when I was wholesaling that I ran into you?
In 81.
81, okay. I got knowledge in God. God coaching.
So 74.
God coaching when I came out of job. So I had the knowledge as far as thinking, my mom back in God's understanding and God's wisdom, because the God from Medina, when they had like the old house parties with all the jukeboxes and everything else, like that, big speakers, everybody making noise and everything. So I heard the sound of mathematics from the God from Medina. I didn't met a lot real then, but I heard the sound like God's running through. And God's in desert. Then I could take you through another information as far as journey, as far as about 150th.
Which is right here.
Right over here.
Okay.
As far as the signs down the block
right here, where we came up, remember?
Yeah.
We standing on 907th Street, 150, because back in the days, this is where they had a lot of divine rule, universal God, saviors. I say the
Dirty rugs. Dirty rugs.
Everything was dealing with the science of, Father, law, truth, right? See the law, truth. You got that. Mathematics. And then everything was dealing with as far as crazy. And then we came through with balloons, stacks of balloons on the shopping cart. Tons of balloons. And they thought it was a parade. So we came on the block, and then we started dealing with science of communicating and selling. And next thing you know, everything was sorted out in how many minutes? I'm asking them.
Not even 10 minutes. Not even 10 minutes. That's how I learned that what the God was telling me, that it could be, a reality, man, because if you cater into a demand and you the supply of the demand, it's gonna go. But what happened is, right over here, it was a law school, but across the street was where they were selling the drugs, and the guards would tell the drug dealers, you can't sell no drugs around this part. This is all where the children was at.
Right.
So now you hear it, right? Literally across the street, you got brothers hand in hand, and we selling balloons. You know what I mean? So which the kids gonna cater to? The balloon or the dirty rugs? The balloon gonna win every time. And that's how I learned. You know what I mean? To cater to the babies.
It's crazy.
And to make sure that those that were dealing with dirty rugs, and there was a lot of altercation between the guards and the dirty rug dealers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, major altercation. But what happened was some of the guards started realizing, like, like Supreme, from, Supreme Team, all these other guards, man, and then they started taking the mathematics and using the mathematics as a way of communicating with them with the dirty rugs. You know what I'm saying? The codes would be mathematics. So the FBI is fully aware of how we use mathematics because they heard them on the phones, that heard him in conversation, that type of thing. But Supreme, as he could tell you today, all praises due that he's even here to reveal and manifest this reality, is this is where it all began. You know what I mean? Right here. You know what I'm saying? Right here. This whole, now you can see, remember I told you this is the 5 points, right? Right, some call it the 4 points, but you have 5 different ways to get in here. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. So this was a major traffic zone for the dirty rugs. You can get in, look how the cars coming in. Stop, pick up, move it, going that way. You know what I'm saying? And they would be lined up.
Yeah.
Lined up like this was free cheese. I'm telling you, I remember this when I was young. I ain't no lie, it was lined up. And I remember him telling us, stay away from that. Don't deal with that science. That's a bad science. And eventually, those same brothers you see that's flossing and all that, they ain't gonna be around. Are they here? Who's still standing?
That's crazy.
He a Nazi. I'm telling you how mathematics work, man. When you apply mathematics, real things happen. Now, some people who apply mathematics, sometimes they get caught in a continental drift, right? Because sometimes they go left. Right? Remember, they came from a dead world.
Right.
So that dead world still is dormant in them till something triggers it to come out. Supreme Mind always told us, look, never fall victim to yourself and be always on alert. Be always aware.
Right.
If you notice when we drove up, what was he doing? Looking around. You know what I'm saying? That's how he taught us.
Yeah.
To look around. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we pay attention to detail. Do the knowledge to everything and everybody.
Right.
Because we don't know who's who.
Yeah.
That's how I got it, man, right here.
Where we at right now?
We're on Jamaica Avenue.
Okay.
We're on Jamaica Avenue. Right here is the infamous Queens Library where the guards would come, you know, right after school. All the guards. I mean, everybody. You know what I mean? This was like a neutral spot. You know what I mean? And if you wanted to bill, you had to come here. You know what I mean? You would bill anywhere you at. But if you really wanted to get some information, you really wanted to see if you knew your lessons in detail, you would come here. You know what I mean? So right here, as you can see Queens. But why is this so significant? Look at the date. So that showed and proved to us too, this was the Allah, divine truth. Right? So right there, that was significant for us when we would come up. 1964, we say is our year 1.
Right.
1964 is 20. So Allah's divine truth. You know what I'm saying? Right there. And we would get that truth from a lot of the elder guards and a lot of the brothers that were swift. And this is right here. This is where it's at. Queens Library. Over here is the bus terminal. So brothers would be coming in the Colosseum, which is where we're going now. They would come from over here and go right inside the library and hem the library up. And there was a guard that used to work in the library.
Okay.
I forgot the guard's name now. But what he would used to do is that when there was a lot of uproar, because the guards were so powerful in the desert that you couldn't even walk on the same street if you wasn't a guard. And if you was guard and they didn't know you, they will stop you in the middle of where you was at to question you who, what, when, where, and why. And if you didn't answer that, boom, boom, boom. That's it. So now, we get ready to go through we call the jungle, the tunnel. So this is the donut shop. As you can see, we had all the food here, all that right there. That crazy spot. We picked you up some jewelry right there. As you can see, it's still going on right there. You know what I mean? This is your herbal spot. This is brand new. You know what I mean? Your organic foods and stuff like this. And here over here is the Colosseum. You know?
So what's it feel like walking through here right now?
Yo, a lot of memories, man. A lot of memories, God. A lot of memories. Because you can see, everything is closed now because it's still early. But it's like, you know, it's kind of like the swap meets of LA, but it's more centrally inclined.
Okay.
And you can see that's the Colosseum right there. When you go in there, they got shopping malls. You can get all your jewelry. So when you see brothers, especially brothers from Queens, you know what I mean, got the ice, 9 times out of 10, they get it right from here.
Okay.
They get the little package deal, watch, ring, little bracelet, you know, little $1,500, whatever, and they get it right here. They be acting like they should get that shit from Tiffany, they lying. You know what I'm saying? So all this is stores, God. I mean, if you don't want to do nothing, we can go back to the EU. You know what I mean? But all this is just nothing but stores. But this is the world famous Colosseum, the world famous Jamaica Avenue, the world famous Gods and Earths where we put it down back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Right here. You know what I mean? This whole area wasn't like this back in the 80s. But back in the 80s, it was serious, man. Serious. Scar Life of Law here at the African Poetry Theater. This is another place that, you know what I mean, I added on to in the early 90s, like early 91, 92. Me and the God Ramel, my knowledge seed, decided to, you know, find a place where the gods of earth can come, you know what I mean, hold rallies, hold parliaments here in the desert. You know, we didn't have a law school in 150th anymore, or where you was at earlier with me, Supreme Mind. And so we decided to come here. And at the time, the owner, I don't know where the owner's at. He's no longer with us. He returned to his essence, but he gave us the opportunity to come here and share knowledge and wisdom to the community, and we still doing it now, today, this day. I'm no longer here, but the gods seal off from Medina, some other gods, they continue to do on what we started. Okay. So as you can see, a lot of father's pictures right back here with Elijah. See it? See the God right there? A lot of father. So the man that really allowed us to do this, like I said, he's no longer with us, but it was a blessing that he understood the importance of having an outlet. He gave us an outlet, you know what I mean, to add on. You know, yesterday, John took some gifts. It's my father. Oh, okay, it's your father. Okay. Yesterday they gave a street out. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Congratulations, man. That's very, your father was a very important man, you know what I mean?
What was his name?
That's his father.
Watusi Branch.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
John Watusi Branch.
Okay.
John Watusi Branch. So when we came in the early 90s, we asked the brother, can we utilize it? We'll pay him some money to rent it out. We told him who we were. We paid him money, and he allowed us to come in. That's his picture right here. That's his father.
Oh, okay.
That's his physical, you know what I mean? And so right here will be the podium where the gods of earth to come and speak. Yep, that's his father right there. That's the man who we came to get this place. You can see John Watusi Branch. That's his name right there. See? And this is his shrine. Okay. I mean, he returned his essence, but he's still there though. He ain't really going nowhere. His physical son is here, so he's here.
Right.
You know what I mean? The place still going on strong. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of men like that that allowed us to extend our reach. And as you can see, when we do the knowledge, Allah Divine created that for us. So when we come and put that on the podium, and brothers come up and speak mathematics. Normally the sisters be over here feeding the babies with food, you know what I mean? Everything free to the babies, you know what I mean? And this is what we did, and we're still doing it today. So foundation, man, was laid, and it's still going on strong because of the determined idea. You know what I'm saying? And those who allowed us, like his father, to give us that outlet. Because you got a lot of people that want to give us the outlet, especially what they heard about the gods and earths back in the day, and they this and they that. But we came correct as professionals. We came clean as businessmen with suits and ties, and he saw that we was real and authentic, and that's how he gave us the school, as far as to use this as an outlet, so that the brothers and sisters have a place to come now. Clean, as you can see, is very cultural, and that was beautiful. When I saw it, I told the God Ramel, this is the spot we got to be at. And we got it. And as you can see, it's still going on strong. This right here, that's one of the gods. More than likely, Father Bouchon gave him that. And Father Bouchon gave me one. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Gave him that. You know, just say thank you for what he did for us as far as allowing us to be here and to participate. You know what I mean? Here you can see a lot of Father again. So a lot of Father is real. It ain't no joke. You know what I mean? This is why his sons is real. You know what I mean? It's what we do. You know what I mean? You can see all the footage. You know what I mean? Dr. John Henry Clark. You know, all praises due. He's returned. You know what I mean? His right hand man. You know what I'm saying? Yusuf bin John. You know what I mean? Right here. You know what I mean? Everybody came here. Even Khalid Muhammad used to speak here. You know what I mean? This is, I can tell you, Queens is serious, man.
Wow.
Queens is serious, man. If you don't want you to know your history of this Queens, is no joke. We got a lot going on here. Yeah. You know what I mean? A lot of serious things happens in Queens, man. You know what I mean? So I just want to bring you, you know what I mean, firsthand, you know, face to face, knowledge and knowledge, you know what I mean? And show you everything is real. This is what you can do with a determined idea.
This is where a lot of people don't know too, but And after Elijah Muhammad passed and Farrakhan was reforming the Nation of Islam, this is where they was having meetings at.
Once again, another history lesson.
Right.
I mean, he can speak on that more than I can because I wasn't here for that, but he can add on. That's another part of the documentary, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's real, man.
Hey,
It's serious.
So what types of stuff you guys got going on here nowadays?
Oh man, well the guards still meet.
Uh-huh.
You know, every first Sunday. We have film classes. We have acting classes. We do open mics every Friday. We have beat competitions where producers battle for money. The last one we did, Rockwaller was the judge. The next one we doing, Pete Rock is the judge. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm doing, keeping it going.
Yeah.
But, you know, my generation energy
Right.
to try to, you know, so this can go further, you know what I mean?
Yeah, give the
So
kids
we
an
gotta-
outlet.
Yeah,
Give
we
them
gotta
something.
get the youth in here, so the youth in here is strong and be packed now, you know, with the youth in there, so that we can teach them who these people are on the wall.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So we still doing a lot of things here.
I'm
All
ready.
right, so this is my man right here.
Donald
This is my
Francois.
people right here, Donald Francois,
Yeah,
you know what I
looking
mean?
crazy early
you know
in the
what I mean? But I grew up with him, man. We worked at Rush Artist Management together, man, Queens Connect, man.
1990.
You know what I mean? We've
right?
been knowing each other for over 20 years, one of my best
Longer
friends,
than that.
man. Well, maybe about 25 years now. Him and his brother was my right hand man, especially when it came to the music game, man. You know what I mean? We did a lot of shit out there. All you so-called executives, y'all don't have no clue that me, him, and others paved the way for where you at right now.
A lot
Serious.
of groundwork. We was
Not
talking,
ugly.
We were talking about when we was at Rush Management and we had to eat the dollar francs.
Yeah,
to
yo,
survive
we
on
was
the
jumping train styles to get to work. No pay,
No
but
pay.
the payment was the knowledge.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have no money.
None.
But you know what we would do? We would share, it was 2 francs and a papaya juice, remember?
Yes.
2 francs, and we would share the franc and share the juice.
That'll be our meal for the whole day.
That'd be our meal.
And we got on the grind, on the train,
real, man.
just to promote hip hop. You know,
Hip-hop,
the
man.
things that we love.
Not the shit that y'all on today,
Yeah.
the real shit.
Yeah, so we traveled that way, and then we end up traveling out to California with my brother. And,
That's my man right there. That's Freaky Freak right there.
what we did, right? We found a way how to travel from New York to LA. And we found a way. They call it scamming now, but back then we call it ghetto airline. So we just knew how to use other people's information to travel. And then when we got to LA, we were doors opened for us. We went to like very exclusive events. Met with executive. Life I Lot, end up staying there, becoming a big wig out there in LA, working with Warner Brothers and I think Interscope and stuff like that. So we expanded ourselves from New York to LA on a little scam-a-lama.
We used to get it in, man.
We did things for purpose. Sometimes now in 2000,
There he is.
2016.
Right there. That's my man right there.
2016, kids, you know, sometimes you have to get grimy to do things to get ahead, but they grimy now for no purpose. We had a purpose. We know we wanted to be entrepreneurs, and we made an impact. From all the stuff we did, we made an impact in the business. I mean, we went, we grabbed people along, and people to this day who's millionaires, with billionaires, is through the efforts of these two right here. I'm telling you.
And you know what's really interesting about that story, man, is that like I told you, we live by code, man. We never really looked at money. We looked at the loyalty. We looked at the emphasis of collectivism, if you would call it that. And we looked at the fact where we was from, our hood.
Yeah,
and that's all we knew. That's all we
mine.
knew, is that as long as you stay loyal to that, you're going to win. So we we could have made a lot of money. We didn't. We stayed loyal to the game, but the game wasn't loyal to us, and that's when we began to shift. We began to realize, like, look, we can do only but so much with each other, but we may have to go our separate ways to really get it in. And once I get on, I'm gonna put you on. But every time we started getting on, it was always that concern of, now that you on, are you gonna come back? I came back a few times, and they could tell you, but a lot of them wasn't ready for what I had to do. You know what I mean? They wanted me to do what they wanted me to do for the sake of, and I couldn't do it at the time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
but on that note, you know, in this industry, it was young. We wasn't knowledgeable. We were just working off of passion and love.
Passion.
That's what it was. You know, thinking about it right now, we took care of our business. We was more knowledgeable, but you know, hip hop was very young then. You know what I'm saying? It went from the music into the business part of it, and again, there's people that paved the way,
and we're one of them. To be able to let others to actually benefit from it.
Right.
But we was the trailblazers. The things that we did to make people believe in the music it's a trailblazing situation. So that's sometimes trailblazers don't get the benefits of what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why, you know, we may not be billionaires and people took advantage of us to get to where they are. Because again, like I said, there's people in the industry right now, and we looking right there in their face. Like, the reason why you're a millionaire is because of the things that we do.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. Well, everything he just told you is real. One of the people that he worked with was Busta Rhymes. His name is Ty Heem. He's supposed to be 5%, right? I say supposed to be because everybody can come with the name, but not the mind of. This man used to manage the whole Flip Mode squad. And had an altercation with Busta because Busta didn't do the right thing. I was there. I seen it. He actually punched Busta in the mouth. This little dude. Look at this little dude. You see Busta now? He like this. This little dude had enough heart. That's why I love this man. He got heart. And that's what you have to have out here.
You know what's so funny about it? I came to you for permission. Yo, should I do that right now?
Word is born.
We sitting up in a club.
We in the club. We up top. We in the club up top. He said, "Your life, man. I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling some type of way right now." I said, "Listen, man. He got his people. It's just me and you. Shit could jump off." He said, "Listen, man. I can't let it ride. I gotta do something. Can I get your permission to snuff him?" I said, "Yo, handle your business. I'ma handle whatever happens after that." And he went right up to him. They went at it, and all I saw was my man. This dude. Look at him. This dude right here punched Busta in the mouth. You know what I mean? With the quickness. Bow. But that Flip Mode shit. For all those who don't understand, this is the man who put it together, Flip Mode. That was his shit. For real, ain't no joke. And he managed another group called Rumpelstiltskin. When Wu-Tang was coming on, he got the first deal out of RCA. They thought Rumpelstiltskin coming from Long Island would be the next group, but Wu-Tang came in, and because of the popularity, Rumpelstiltskin kind of slide off to the left, and Wu-Tang, you already know the rest is history. But yo, this is that man right here. This is my man. I'm telling you, these things is real. That's why this footage you're doing right now is serious. So a lot of people don't even know that story, man. I can go on and on with a million stories, but we ain't on it right now.
Stay tuned.
Yeah,
Stay
come back.
tuned.
Yeah,
Part
come
2,
back.
Queen's Connection. You know what I mean? That's part 2 in a series of many. You know what I mean? So here's the story before I go. So we get on Tower Air, Ghetto Airways as we call it at the time.
That was crazy. Tower Air, nobody know about Tower Air. That was like a no-frill.
Yeah, no frill. It was
500 people on the airplane.
Yeah, getting back
crazy.
and forth, right?
Oh my Lord.
So we go to this thing at the time called a music seminar. We go out there, we do our thing. I tell them I ain't coming back home. They say, "You crazy?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Nah, I ain't coming back home. I stay with my aunt."
El Segundo.
Right. And that's where I began to get involved with the music game out there. And because I was from New York, coming from Def Jam, Rush Hour's Management, my name started going in lights. Hey, oh, who's this guy Light? He's all over the place. Who is he? And that's how I got my notoriety. He from here first, and then I went to LA and made a name for myself out there.
Yeah, we was at the Guy party.
You know what I mean?
We was doing
That's when Guy was hot.
We was
Teddy
partying.
Riley was hot.
Yeah, we was partying.
You know what I mean?
We was partying.
Fire.
We was partying with about 5 kids from Queens, just giving havoc. Havoc. I used to just stand and watch them how much havoc they was doing. Like, niggas, y'all crazy. Just wilding on everybody.
But right here, I'm gonna show you the place. Right here, not this one. The next corner over, Stewart Street, is where I was raised.
Okay.
Right before I went to Queens, Stewart Street in Medina. You know what I mean? And then right down was D Sales. Then we moved from D Sales. We moved from 24 Furman Avenue, then moved to D Sales, and then we came right here. We kept moving like every 6 months. I don't know why my mom did that way, but I guess money tight and you know what I mean, whatever. And we moved, but I wasn't raised by her. I was raised by a lady named Aunt T and Aunt Cherry, and they kind of let us do what we had to do. But right here, right on Stewart Street, and it's funny how I can still remember this shit. And that's another thing for you out there listening. When you hear this, when you get this footage, you know what I mean? You never know what a kid will remember. So make sure that he or she remembers something great. You know what I mean? This is my old block right here, God.
Dead end right there. Wow.
Dead end street.
That's crazy.
This is where I was raised, right here. So now imagine a kid in the house that was raised is in the house right there. See that house right there? Mm-hmm. Right there. And I remember this place had a tree. There's a picture. I was like 5 years old, and this is my physical, biological father came and see me. And I was sitting at that tree that was sitting right there. I didn't know who he was. I just remember him being a brown trench coat. Mm-hmm. I didn't know who he was. I just remember some man came to see me with some lady, and come to find out when I started learning who my father was, he had that picture. Before he died, he had the picture, and I looked at it, and I remember me being there. I'm sitting there with my hand like this, like around 4 or 5 years old. I'm just looking up. And it's kind of strange to see myself that young, because my young days was traumatized by a lot of things. Mm-hmm. But I remember that, and this is what we used to play. Look at it. This was our playground. And this wasn't here at the time. See, they just put this up probably a few years ago. Mm-hmm. But all that was up was this branch. You see this brick? Mm-hmm. This right here? Yeah. That was what was up. This right here, this gate, you see the barbed wires over it now? Yeah. That didn't have it, so we would leap over.
And that's a cemetery.
And that's the cemetery right there.
Wow.
That's where we used to be. And that house is where, up top, is where they used to raise it. Named Teresa, her sister, Aunt T, all of them raised us right there. That house right there.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Like we was in the general civilization class at the desert. We had classes there on Thursday nights, and I was young in my lessons, and they were trying to figure out who was going to assist me in my 120. And I've seen life in the class. So he was one of the brothers, Live, King Asiatic, Ramel, and Father Bouchon, and they was all figuring out like, well, he got to get his 110. Who was going to come with the 110? And then first King was building, and he was like, okay, gave him the first degree, and then they all came together and was like, all right, who's going to continue it? And Life had stepped up and said that he'll aid me and teach me 120. And from there, it's been a brotherhood that has outlasted many others, and it's been he's been a great asset to me in my growth and development. I always tell brothers that without knowledge, I was gonna be okay. You know, as far as in the nation, I was gonna be all right. You know, however, I wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't be Sid Kill, first of all, and I wouldn't be who I am to this day. And then that brother had a direct, most impactful part of my life and helped me get to this particular point. So I always salute Life and give him the praise due. There's two brothers that, and there's knowledge that, like, I'm thankful for, I'm most thankful for, and if the two brothers would be Life Lord and Father Bouchon, you know, and between the two of them, they helped me tremendously, especially discovering the man or the God within myself, you know. I'm a very confident brother, very vigilant in my opinion and my ideas. But I think with their patience, they've helped me harness that, you know. And I think as I've gotten older, I've seen that example between him and Father. You know, they have been my examples of who and what and how to be. You know, in life, every time we get to a certain point where it's like I might be going 1,000 miles in one particular direction, you always reel me back in and be like, yo, guy, what's the build degree in a 1 to 40 guy, you know, or the 1 to 36, you know, the 1 to 36 with the understanding knowledge degree, you know it says this, then he'll go into mapping out, you know, drawing like the stars, connecting all these dots, and then he had me be like, yo, see, God, it all comes back to build or destroy. And then I sit there and be like, yo, God got a lot of time on his hands. Be like, yo, coming up with that one, like, Joe, gee. Now, you know, but I laugh and sit there, and he always go back, especially there's times when we get sidetracked and then we start doing, we know which way to go, what to do, but you always go, yo, God, go study your lessons, get back in your lessons, God. And that, we always need that at times, because sometimes we will be like, okay, yeah, I know it, and we know it, we sit down and think about it for a second, but then when we planning things out, we're planning them out, and we're not utilizing all the resources to us. And 120 is a resource. It's like our greatest resource because it encompasses so much. And a lot of times we might tend to make certain decisions based off of what we feel or what we think, and less of like what we know and what's the blueprint into going about being successful in whatever target or whatever undertaking that we take. And that's what the God has always instilled in me, and always appreciated that. Yeah, we was talking about having military training in regards to being ready for whatever might happen.
Yeah.
Right? So the guard puts together this paintball excursion. Right? So
you still remember that?
This is funny, right? So the paintball excursion, the guard puts together, and he's like gung ho, like, yo, this is what we're trying to do, blah blah blah. So then we go, all right, we got some brothers together, and we going. So then the guard is really excited about because he's military, right? So he's excited. He puts together a pamphlet, like,
an op order,
with
the
orders, signs and the orders and all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's called sit rep.
We talking about paintball.
Situation report.
Right? So we ain't, none of us, most of us ain't never did no paintball. But this guy's paintball. So God is like gung ho, like, yo, this is what you gotta do, you gotta be ready, and da da da. And you're like, yo, man, come on. And this is the most that you ever hear him talking. He's just talking, yo, this is what we gotta do, this is what we gotta do, da da da. You got the hand signal, going, doing all this stuff. You gotta be ready, God, you gotta be ready, right? So then the guard comes out, he brings all his military equipment. Come on, for paintball, man. So he got belts and it was like he just came looking
the whole
like
arsenal.
Everything he had.
On some real commando.
So, once they blew the whistle, first of all, he was talking mad junk too, because he know what he's doing and things of that nature. So
it's different though in that battlefield though.
Yeah. So the whistle blows, do do. Yo, I'm hit. The first person to get hit
it's me.
Was like, yo.
Right, and you know what's so...
I cry, yo.
You know what's so interesting about that?
I fell on the... Hold on, before you tell the story. Once that happened, I fell on the ground. I just started laughing.
Yeah.
And laughing. I was like, yo, this guy was so much. And he was like trying to drill into your mind about being ready. So the first time you heard the... Yo, I'm hit. And it was just the most funny thing. I laugh about it to this day. Well, go ahead, like.
The reason why, you know what? A lot of times in training, military training, you can see the battlefield from one angle, but when you in the actual heat of that moment, nothing that you plan come out right.
Right.
And sometimes it be that same commander. Yo, you gotta be in there, be disciplined. He's not in the battlefield. He's sitting back delegating to the private soldier what they supposed to be doing.
Right.
But I'm the one that says, no, I'm going in the battlefield first. So if I die first, some of y'all not coming home. And somebody going to have to take up the commanding post now. With all my enthusiasm and excitement, I died first. So I was the martyr, so you can live. You know what I'm saying? I was the one that had to die, so you can understand how shit is really real out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's funny. But I did learn something, though.
We did. And the funniest thing, that was the best, because I've been to like 4 paintball things, and that was the best one that I've been to, and we went to skirmish.
Yeah. Out in the valley, was it the valley?
Yeah.